Oh, is it actually working now? Okay. It like wasn't using my scheduled live for some reason. Oh, I don't want that. Please, no. No green screen. Can you touch on? No. Okay. I think we're good. Oh, I didn't bring any ghost out. Let me go grab some ghosts. Tonight I am making some little cat ear beanies for our little kitty ghost plushies. I'm gonna start with making some yellow ones. I made these 2 pink ones earlier today, and I knit them 2 at a time just because the pattern is already basically the way I do my paw gloves, so I figured. And I've been liking having multiples of the same color more lately, just because my mom made a new little display for them that doesn't have all 30 of them sitting out all at once. And since they're not all shown off, I feel like it makes more sense to have less color options and more duplicates of the same color. Gotta take my watch off. My screen lights up my face so much. Trying to post this on Facebook. Hello. Also, Harper is back there, and Ziggy is off screen, but he's also in the room with me. Hello. And I'm just gonna use both ends of this single cake because I like to live dangerously. I am an artist. I am knitting right now as we speak. That's not gonna be a long enough tail. Maybe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 15. That's not gonna be a long enough tail. I don't do a lot of drawing. I wish I was better at it. But I don't find a ton of joy in practicing, so. Do you have any pattern recommendations for a double-stranded cat beanie? I don't. Eventually, hopefully, maybe I'll do a tutorial on mine, but now it's way too long of a tail, but that's fine. Also, my hands are very cold, so I think I'm gonna put on my compression gloves. All the fingers are messed up. That's better. Normally, I wasn't really knitting these 2 at a time, but I had to do magic loop anyway, since they're so small, that I figured, especially if I want 2 of the same color, it'd work out better this way. This cord is in the way though. Alright, now that we're actually cast on, I can actually knit. I should make sure my mom knows that I'm live, because she'll be mad at me if I don't tell her and she finds out she missed it. Live on YouTube. This is already tangled up. That's okay. I think it's kind of funny also that the pattern that I use for the little ghost hats is essentially the same as a single paw glove, at least to start with. So for at least the first few rows, I could just switch to be making a pair of paw gloves right now if I really wanted. Which I should want, but I also need kitty ghost hats, so. There she is. Hi, Mom. I did go live a little early. I got dinner finished up pretty early, and then I was working on preparing to make my first sourdough loaf, which has involved a lot more thinking and math than I anticipated, but I'm here for it. I like printed out a worksheet and I'm like referencing documents on my computer and doing math, and it's a whole ordeal that I am not at all prepared for, but kind of exciting. If everything goes as planned, I should have freshly baked bread on Saturday night. I don't know if it will be good bread, but that's the plan. This is gonna be a problem. Probably. Unless I just ignore it and hope that I finish the gloves before it. Not gloves. I'm not making gloves. See, I already am tricking myself into thinking that I'm knitting gloves. But I'm not. I'm knitting two ghost beanies. It just so happens that at this point they are the exact same as my gloves. Alright, well now they're different because now I'm doing the regular knit rows rather than the ribbing. I usually didn't, but because we have the new little display that doesn't show off all the ghosts at once, I figured it'd be a good idea to have duplicates of the colors. And I have to do magic loop anyway because it's such a small circle that I figured I'll just use both ends of the cake and just make two. And they're the exact same stitches, number of stitches around as my paw gloves, so it's kind of just exactly like knitting paw gloves. Besides the fact that it is not a glove. Ziggy! You gonna come cuddle? No, you're just gonna leave? Not say hi to everyone? Okay. Well, Harper's here still. Okay, I guess I'll pretend to untangle this. Watch this turn into one of my famous I just sit here patiently untangling things for an hour streams. Oh, there we go. It wasn't even that bad. doing these 2 at a time does feel slower than just doing like 2 back to back until they're actually done and I all of a sudden have 2 instead of just 1. I haven't timed myself doing 2 back to back or doing 2 together. I don't really care to find out. I think I did test one time with my bows if it was faster to do them 1 at a time or 2 at a time, but those are a little different because they're not technically using magic loop, they're just knit flat, back and forth, knit purl, and I think that's why in that situation it was longer doing it 2 at a time than just back to back. I think with this, since they're in the round and since I do have so much experience knitting my paw gloves just like this, that like all of the movements I'm really used to. So I feel like this probably is decently effective. I don't know. It feels like what I feel like doing, so that's all that matters. If I decide I just want to knit one, I'll just knit one, but earlier today I knit 2 pink ones together, and then now I'm knitting 2 yellow ones together. I was looking at the bag of ones that I already have, and I feel like there's a lot of blues and greens and cool colors in here. So that's why I'm trying to do some like pinks, yellows, things like that. I should be knitting paw gloves also, but I can only, ironically I was just about to say, I can only knit 1 thing at a time, as I'm literally sitting here knitting 2 things at a time, but you know what I mean. And all of the ghosts need hats. That is a fact. I'm not bringing any ghost without hats to Anime Detour, so every ghost needs a hat. That is very important. So it is a priority. And like I could crank them all out at the end as we get closer, but I don't know. My mom gave me the rest of the ghosts, so I figured now's a good time as any to give them their little hats. But I do still need to prep a lot of paw gloves. I don't have a ton. Actually, let me check. I can tell you exactly how many I have. Eight pairs. That's not enough at all. Yeah, that's okay. I have 22 hats. 12 of them are chonky. 5 of those 12 are purple. I'm gonna make a short video about that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I need to figure out if I have a corner booth or not, because I think depending on how it goes, I think either way, I might try to prioritize displaying plushies more. I've been kind of brainstorming some different ways of like setting it up based on what stock we have. I think when I went to Anime Ames, that was like a nice little test to like, my Anime Iowa booth, we had a double booth, we had a ton of stock, so it was kind of just like, here's everything. And then I went to a single 6-foot table and I couldn't show off everything. And so I was forced to make some decisions about that. And I still had it like sort of like a 50-50 split. But I don't think the plushies got as much attention just because there weren't like multiple bunnies and multiple cats and multiple turtles or whatever. It was more like, here's a cat, here's a bear, here's a bunny, sort of. And I don't know, I feel like that drew less attention to them because of it. It's so hard to know what people are gonna notice at a booth. But at Anime Iowa, in like the big center, like headline space, was our Strawberry Sharks, and those did really good, I think, because they were sort of like front and center in the corner, so I sort of understand how I can put things in a way to give them more or less attention. And so, in my mind, I'm sort of brainstorming having a lot of chonky beanies, because I always have a lot of chonky beanies because they're the fastest to make, and I enjoy making them the most. So I want to have a lot of chonky beanies, and then maybe have a bit of a smaller display for some of my other types of hats and the paw gloves. So I don't know. But I can't really do anything concrete until we get the layout and I know if I have a corner booth or not. I requested, I put in my application that we have large products and a corner space would allow us to show off our products better, but I haven't really heard if that has any impact on my actual placement or not. It's not a convention that like says anything or like offers premium corner spaces or anything for a different cost, so we will see. It's also been a really long time, like a really long time, that we've actually done a new show. I guess Anime Ames was new, but that, I feel like that doesn't count because it was so local that it was pretty much the same, a similar audience to like Anime Iowa. But we've pretty much done multiple years of Anime Iowa. We've done Nebraska on a couple of times, enough that like people kind of know me there. But this is the first time I've done Anime Detour, so I'm curious if having a sort of like fresh audience is gonna impact what kind of things sell. One of the main reasons I'm skipping Anime Iowa this year is because pretty much everyone already has a kitty ghost from me that wants one. And so it'll be interesting to see if the kitty ghost like re-spark in popularity or not. Plus, you know, the layer of just everything is definitely going to have an impact, but it is what it is. From a business perspective, all I can do is try my best. I do think I'm gonna keep the slightly decreased price, maybe, on the Ghost for Anime Detour. I think it's been really cool and fun that I've been able to like play with the equilibrium of everything though, through like pricing and supply and demand and all that. Supplies actually stayed really consistent. We always bring 30 ghosts. And that seems to work out okay. I don't know what it is about the color yellow, but I feel like my stitches always just look so nice on yellow. I don't know if it's something about how the yarn is dyed or something, or if it's just a visual thing. But I feel like everything I make in yellow just looks like extra perfect. Like look at how good that looks. What other color hats should I make? I made some pink, made some yellow for the kitty ghosts. Like I said, there's a lot of blues in here. Got a brown, got a couple of purples, orange and black. I don't know. I might do some sherbet or like pastel orange. How many ghosts do I even need hats for still? So after these two, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not gonna work out. For my knitting 2 at a time at least. That's okay. Maybe I'll try knitting like one special one in one of the like more interesting variegated sort of yarns. Like I've got this one that I made a cat beanie and paw glove set with, but I don't know if it would make a cute ghost hat or not. Maybe. I'm gonna do one more row. I don't have an exact science. I just go off of vibes for how tall to make these. My regular people hats, I have like a certain measurement I go for, but I don't bother with that with the ghost hats, I guess. I just kind of eyeball it. Scissors. I do have scissors. Alright, well there's one. And two. Now I just gotta sew them up. Which it's pretty darn easy on these tiny little hats. One little hat. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't even like my own live. Shame on me. How dare I not smash that like button? Alright, 2 little hats. I need another ghost. I need to put blush on these guys too. I'll put my knee up so that you can watch me put this little hat on. Oh, balance. There we go. They're so cute. I just had the blush out earlier. I just use regular human blush. It does fade over time with a lot of handling, but it can be pretty easily replicated if anyone does rub it off at all. Look at them with their little blush, they're so cute. Wait, I want to look at them with the pink ones that I did earlier, because pink and yellow together are the best. Let's see if I can hold them all. Look at the little... Can I stack them? Look at my little kitty ghosts. They're so cute. Okay, well, this was all I had planned for the live, so I guess I'm gonna call it early, which makes sense. I did start this live early also, so if you hung out and watched me make a little tiny cat hat for a kitty ghost, I really appreciate it. If you're watching this later, I really appreciate that. I think lives help towards my watch hours that I'm working towards to get monetized on YouTube. If I do get monetized, I would like to maybe start doing tutorials for some of my stuff. We'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again next time.